What's up, guys? Zoronden here for another Starcraft 2 cast, and I gotta say I'm super excited for this one because, oh my, what are those mining minerals for the Zerg? Those are little warhounds. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the April Fool's joke from Blizzard was to replace all the workers in the game with warhounds. I loved it. A simple little easy thing to do, but freaking hilarious. And let's get into this match, as it is a real 1v1 match on ladder. In the top left corner, we are going to have DignitasOruk from the group Dig. Not actually affiliated with Dignitas. DignitasOruk. I think the two are talking about the April Fool's joke. This is retarded. Warhounds. And in the bottom left corner, coming into the blue Protoss with Warhound workers, Adonminus from Team UCAP. And this should be I can't get over this April Fool's thing. I can't believe I had this game sitting in my email box since, oops, I just closed the nameplate. Since April Fool's Day. What a great little surprise, and Uruk getting pissed off by the Warhounds. I gotta say, I played a good deal with Zerg on April 1st, and it pissed me off as well. The Warhounds as workers was very bizarre for Zerg. Protoss, it's still weird, not as much, frankly, and I mean, Terran, it was almost nothing. They basically look like SCVs the way they've been scrunchied. But for Zerg, it was so baffling to suddenly have a mechanical unit running around. You'd look and you're like, those aren't drones. What? I don't know what I'm doing. And then when the Warhounds become buildings, it's just like, what? It was so hard to fathom. And I'm actually really excited. I'm gonna use this to make a quick Starcraft information, probably this week sometime, just to throw this April Fool's joke out there that, you know, hey, Starcraft did this, and it's some historical thing. The reason I didn't originally do it is I just didn't think to record anything on April 1st. I don't know why, but unfortunately I didn't. So in this case, I can at least show both races with Warhound workers. And I love that the replay holds that thing. I honestly didn't expect a replay to hold it. I just expected to load this replay up and have probes and drones. So such is the case that this is an amazing thing. It's even in the builder order here that's showing the Warhounds. So I'm gonna get over that effect here at the 4-minute mark and actually get to casting this game. So both players have gone for those fast expands. We got a pool fast expand from Oruk. Obviously there's his pool and there is his expansion. I believe he went expansion then pool. I was gonna say forge fast expand for Adonminus, but there's no forge on the field, so maybe a gateway expand, something like that. He does have a gateway and a cyber core up, in fact, so I think it was a cyber core expand for Adonminus. And now gonna be throwing a Warhound pylon up there. I'm gonna have problems with this the whole game. I think this is just awesome. And of course the mothership core coming out, and for some reason selecting those bricks. Bricks aren't a very threatening unit. They don't do much DPS as it is. You can see they don't even have an attack. This little Warhound for Adonminus is going to be scouting about, going to get all that information. He does have the same amount of hit points as a drone Warhound, of course. They didn't change any of the stats, just the model. Of course, you do get the little Warhound graphic over here. And I believe they talked like Warhounds too. They had all the Warhound commands in, which was cool to see the Warhound get at least some face time in Heart of the Swarm, because I was excited about the Warhound. It seemed like a really cool unit. I enjoyed its animations and its action. I mean, I understand completely why they pulled it out, but at the same time, you just wanted to see it. And it's always fun to have more units added to the game than less. So, again, sad to see it go. I have to say, though, the saddest moment for me, as far as Heart of the Swarm units leaving the game, was that Protoss unit that cloned other units. I don't remember what it was called. Something like the Shapeshifter or something, but yeah, that's not right. But to me, it felt like the Protoss getting back the Dark Archon. And, you know, not in its true utter power, because the Dark Archon was insane and had other abilities. And I never really laddered, so I never used it for that matter. But I always liked the ability of the Protoss to grab other units from the other side. And that little unit the Protoss were supposed to get really felt like it. And unfortunately, you know, never going to happen. I do understand why they pulled that unit from the game. And if you guys don't know, I will explain it really quickly. Basically, Protoss units in the early beta, Protoss players in the early game were building tons of those things, and what it was really causing to happen for other players, especially Terran and Zerg, is they would just not build those crucial units that the Protoss player could so easily copy and get all the free upgradable unlocked abilities. So instead of adding diversity to the game, it was extracting diversity from the game, and that's why it was taken out. And I don't think I could find anyone anywhere who would complain about that. Now, the one thing I really, really hope Blizzard sees with that unit, especially Dark Archon as well, is they say, hey, these are fantastic units for single player, and they're going to be in that single player Heart of the Swarm, or Legacy of the Void campaign, and that would be so spectacular. I would be so excited to see that. And gosh, I have talked about everything but this game for about 9 minutes. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a ton of stuff going on. It has just been a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of teasing. Here you are, here am I, that kind of stuff. We do, of course, have Oruk sitting on 3 expansions now. I guess not quite yet 3, but almost there. And a nice little Zergling Roach army here. Could use a few more lings than that. It's mostly Roach there. The Warhounds are still throwing me off. I'm seeing Warhounds run around, and I'm like, what are all these SCVs doing about? I mean, that is your inherent thought. I mean, you see this tiny unit that's mechanical, you think SCV. Even though the profile isn't completely right, it's close enough to SCV. Oop, little attack going on here from Void Rays and Phoenixes. But the profile of that guy is a little SCV, and I honestly could see a lot of Zerg and Protoss even players. Oop, that expansion is definitely going to die. I could see a lot of Zerg and Protoss players having not played on April 1st because of this. And I could understand people being a little upset by this April Fool's joke. But that's the thing. It is an April Fool's joke. It's one day. It's a little bit of fun, you know. Enjoy it for the meantime. It's not going to screw you up that much. And if it does, don't play for a day. You know, take a break from the world of StarCraft and go experience the regular world. I still don't know what these things are. Atmosphere creators? I don't know. Whatever. So Adonminus doing some sky toss here, really trying to push on the front of the Oruk here. Obviously, having taken out that third, a very crucial move. I don't know if Adonminus was trying to establish a third here and it got stopped, or if Oruk is actively blocking that. Either way, a good move by Oruk. I apologize for that. I don't think Adonminus had a base there. I think Oruk was actively blocking it. Anyway, sorry about that. It's quite late here. I wanted to get a cast in for you guys. I've been busy with other stuff, and then I just watched Day 9's Fun Day Monday, and everything's too busy lately. Trying to keep content coming. I know it's less than I want it to be, but I'm still getting content out. So hold on to your butts for a while, guys. I'm gonna go through some rough times here, but content isn't gonna stop. It's just gonna be a little different, a little lower rate, not lower quality, lower rate. So I don't see an issue really with that. It should be good. So double Stargate here, nothing too crazy there. You would expect that with Sky Toss. In fact, I would almost expect more gates if he was really going Sky Toss. Oh my god, I can't stop yawning. I'm sorry. I'm loving this game right now. It's just, it's late, so I'm yawning. We got a big force moving in from Oruk. A nice Hydra Roach mix. I love this army. It's little, but it's a great mix. I wouldn't mind a few Lings in there, but at the same time, it is a good mix. Unfortunately, a few Roaches move in early and are going to get slaughtered without regard for their lives. Holy crap. And that is why you want to keep your armies together. Suddenly, Oruk can't really do his attack because he lost about 10 Roaches. Now Adonminus is going to move in with his own troops, force fielding off a few Hydras. Going to easily take the early Hydras out. Going to start moving into the higher groups. A nice time bomb going off there. Not going to do too much. Going to stop a few things going on there. Doing a lot of damage, but at the same time, that Zerg, the Zerg troops from Orcus, too much. Adonminus has to retreat. I almost said Orc troops from Zerg, and that didn't work at all. The reinforcements come in for Adonminus. He's going to start pushing out again, going to do some nice damage against this Zerg army. Pretty sure he's going to take that out. There's only a few Hydras and a few Queens remaining. Obviously, the Queens can't retreat, and the Hydras are still pretty slow off of creep. They're a lot faster than they used to be if he has the upgrade. Upgrades. What S? G is the upgrade button. Oop, I closed it. Derp. And, is it Groove Spines? No, that's range. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have that Hydralisk upgrade. So those Hydras and Queens would have been like, derp, 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 we can't get out of here. And that's why they stayed to fight and die. Not going to live to fight another day today. And even more Hydras coming out. Quite a good amount of resources sitting on Oruk. Yet no Hydra speed. Okay, Hydra speed is on the way. I had to go back to that production tab to check that out. Gonna take out those rocks. Not a terrible idea. Not bad. We do have a Spire on the way. In fact, it is finished, and we have Corruptors on the way. Will we be seeing any Broodlords? I don't know why I'm still rolling my R's. Or are we going to just get a Corruptor reinforcement to reinforce the Hydras, which is a lot of anti-air. In fact, that is overkill anti-air when there are only 3 Colossus on the field. A good amount of Stalkers and Zealots. 1 Immortal for the moment. In fact, let's check out that tab. Yes, just 1 Immortal for now. This troop movement by Adonminus is going to moving up here. And just a Hydra force by Oruk, a few Corruptors, a few Lings. Not going to be good enough. He needs to back this force off, maybe get some Roaches or something to reinforce this army. It is an extremely squishy army, especially with those Colossi in there. The Void Rays dealing the damage to the Corruptors. However, Colossus are getting sniped off. The Hydralisks move in to attempt that. A second Colossus has gone down. The third one not going to go down, though. It is going to stay up to fight another day. And this expansion is gone yet again for Orcus. Not able to defend those. I would love to see these Warhounds burrow. Unfortunately, he doesn't have burrow to do that. That is not something I thought of during April Fools to try, is burrowing Warhounds. Who wouldn't love to see that? What the heck is that? That was a platform with a Protoss flag that got covered in creep. That's cute. Is there? There's probably a mirror one somewhere else on the map. A few Protoss units getting sniped off here. Unfortunately, it was just Roaches, and they were starting to get picked on by Void Rays. Okay, that is what that other thing up north is. Anyways, Roaches doing a lot of damage to an Immortal, that good stuff. But Void Rays can't do too much to Roaches. Mind you, they could just sit there and shoot them. But the Corruptors are going to say, hey, we don't want you doing that. And the more reinforcement Void Rays are going to say, hey, get out of here. This is our base. Up north, we got some crazy Phoenix action going on. Trying desperately to supply block Oruk, but not going to happen today. A couple Phoenixes just not going to cut it. Not enough troop reinforcements. However, in the meantime, why are these Roaches chasing Phoenixes? I mean, what are you really going to accomplish with that? They're going to shoot their little acid bolts in the air. No, I don't think that's going to happen today. And for the meantime, we do have a bit of stalemating by both players. A next action probably going to take place very soon. No, that was just a gap in the map. All right, so sorry, I had to adjust my ankle brace there. Ooh, a huge Warhound transfer going over to this now 4th base for Adonminus. A few nice little cannons there to defend. Very good creep spread going on by Oruk, which, you know, I would expect. Damn it. I'm sorry. I would expect that by the 20-minute mark. By any decent player of Zerg, we are going to have a very decent, nice, beautiful force moving out for Adonminus. I would like to see some more Zealot fodder in there, but other than that, a good troop group coming out here, and it looks like Oruk going to be moving south. Will he turn around to defend? This force is going to cause him serious trouble if he does not. It looks like Oruk might be going in for the full-on attack. We might have a full-on base trade here. No, Adonminus says, hey, I can recall. You aren't getting this today. He's going to move in here. Unfortunately, he moved to probably the wrong base. We have an attack at the main. We have an attack at the 3rd. The 4th, or the 2nd, the natural, whatever you want to call it, is completely secure. This attack is going to be thwarted off. It's going to retreat, probably run into the 4th here very soon, though, and cause that 4th some issues. Some stalker reinforcements going to cause these roaches their own concern, and those roaches and corruptors are probably going to fall. However, they do move a little bit more north, going to be able to shoot off a few of these Warhound probes. They don't want anything to do with this. They're going to continue to move around out of here. In the meantime, the Muta's continuing to work on pylons. Everything in the main has been shut down, not functioning. I guess this one Templar Archives is, but in the meantime, the Muta's going to start to work on this Nexus. They're not going to get it, as the massive amount of stalkers is going to move in and chase them off. In the meantime, the force that went and pushed out the roaches from the 4th have moved north. A DignitasOruk has expanded double on this attack. A very nice move. Unfortunately, the attack has failed spectacularly, and Oruk is starting to put on massive pressure onto the Adonminus. Having just taken out the natural, the troops for Oruk cannot do much. They don't want to engage this just at the moment. There is about as many Void Rays as there are Mutas. I guess they're double Mutas. They're going to try and do the damage, and Adonminus, want nothing to do with that, is indeed going to retreat. And on that note, Oruk is going to go straight for the attack, taking his Muta Ball somewhere. Gonna go for the 4th. A better option than going for the natural, which is probably where Adonminus retreated to, recalled to. So good choice there. One Phoenix not going to be able to really accomplish anything. Warhound's going to get the heck out of town, try and save their own lives. A ton of stalkers moving in. A few get sniped off, and the Phoenixes are going to chase those Mutas off, as well as the approaching stalkers. So those Mutas, again, going home to live another day. You can see the regen of the Mutas there. Quite high comparatively to what it once was. Something that was very much needed for those Mutas. Those Mutas are not done. They're saying, hey, we aren't done playing today. Gonna come in and kill off more of those Warhounds. We don't like those units. Protoss doesn't get these weird Terran robot things. And that 4th may very well fall. Adonminus has chosen to split his troops, taking the bulk of the troops north. Probably going to go and take out this 4th. In the meantime, these stalkers trying to take out what remains of this Muta force. Probably going to get that eventually. However, it is going to take a lot of micro work, as those Mutas are so fast and, of course, can fly over every single terrain. A ton of drone Warhounds getting taken out there, and, of course, going to reveal that 5th. Just going to probably remain with a few units there to take that out quite unhindered. In the meantime, going to move forward, take out this 4th. In the meantime, for Adonminus, this is under huge attack from these Mutalisks. The Stalker's going to move in, though, and push that off. Going to save that for another day. Usefulness for those minerals so precious at this time. Each base needs to be established, as the old bases are, of course, being mined out. The 4th and 5th are both collapsed for Oruk. In fact, he's going to lose his 3rd. Suddenly down to 2 bases. going to try and establish a new third at this expansion, and he's going to crucially need that as his main is gone. Excuse me, his main over there, his natural is so close to gone. In fact, no Warhounds are currently mining on that natural. A big attack going on at this third here. Fourth, rather. But all of Adonminus' troops are there. And he says, no, you don't get to touch me. I am taking everything on this map. This is my game to lose. I want it all. But a huge troop movement from DignitasOruk moving south here with, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many mutas that is. 8, 16, 24, 26 mutalists moving south, going to take out tons of things. I'm going to double check my muta count there. 27, okay, pretty dang close. That is what it's here, though. Going to be taking out this natural, at least trying to. A lot of units here to die before he does target fire of that Nexus. In the meantime, though, Adonminus going for the base race, and Oruk is not going to be able to win a base race in this situation. Unfortunately, the mutas he has cannot take out the Stalker group. It is kind of a stalemate situation for Oruk, and a ton of Templars morphing in, and they warped in and then morphed into Archons. I guess they merged into Archons, whatever. 4 Archons is going to be pretty deadly against this group of mutas. They won't win, but they'll do a ton of damage. And backed up by Stalkers, they're going to really rip through these mutas. These mutas are getting ripped to shreds, and DignitasOruk knows it. He is going to GG out, especially with his base all but shredded. So for this delayed April Fool's joke, guys, I have been Zoronden. Thanks for tuning in. I had fun casting this. I want to thank UCAP's Adonminus for sending this in. A great game. I really enjoyed it. Some crazy play here by both players. Good on DignitasOruk. I really enjoyed his play as well. No real faults on his gameplay today. So if he sees this, send me some replays. And if anyone sees this and plays Starcraft and is like, hey, I'd love to see my game casted on YouTube, send that over to Zoronden@gmail.com. That, of course, is in the information below. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to me so you can check out all that goodness of StarCraft 2 and everything else I do. Give this video a thumbs up. Again, that helps as well. I am a small to medium-sized channel at this point, and I need everybody's help to get bigger. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today. I've been Zoronden, and I will catch all of you on the other side.